roller coaster ride, I tell you what. So we started off by having the PPI report just briefly before I opened the screen. So it kind of looked like, again, we're losing momentum, even though it's uptrending here on the very long-term chart. I expected it to drop down to at least this blue line, which was about 47.40. And when the PPI report came out, it actually went up, which was a bit of a concern to me. But then it kind of peaked out and it was above this. Everything looked pretty good on the short-term chart. So I went ahead and put in a short order here. And I actually readjusted this red dotted line down here while I was waiting to match the point where I thought it probably would go, this blue SMA. And it looked like it was dropping very nicely. But then it kind of stopped and hesitated there. The 15-minute chart, which is this one over here, is at a resistance level, but the MACD is looking like it's turning up. So we've got conflicting information here. The short-term chart, again, is still looking pretty good. Okay, there's some nice red candles right here. Look like maybe it was ready to drop. Okay, that looks good. I switched over to the 30-minute chart here to kind of see what was going on. And it does look like it's going to drop. It looks like it's lost momentum right through here. This was a nice red candle here, and I'm actually in a little bit of a profit area here. Just barely dropped below that. This is looking very nice. At least we could see it dropping down to 808 here, but then it kind of bounced at the gold SMA. And at this point, I kind of realized that, wow, everything is kind of going up right now. The 180-day SMA on the 15-minute chart, on the 30-minute chart, those are both going up. The MACDs on both of those are going up. The RSIs are not terribly high. They're, kind of mid-range. And now this short-term chart is looking like it's going up. So I probably should have, all right, so actually what happened here is I actually did reverse. Okay, so I reversed here and got into a long position because of all that information. And I said the only indicators that are showing it dropping are on the long-term charts over here, where it looks like, everything's pretty high and it does look like it's going to drop. But the 4-hour chart is more just the long-term general trend for the next few days. It's not necessarily what I want to trade on right now. So they're actually conflicting, which is it's a very tough time to trade. Okay, so I'm in a long position and I got this big red candle and I got kind of worried that maybe it wasn't going to go up after all. Very flat. I didn't really think it would go either way very far, actually. I went ahead and put in an order to get out at a pretty decent place in the green here, and it didn't want to get out. I didn't want to go up very far, so I did get out at a very small, very small profit. So actually the first trade that I made was actually a loss, and so I whittled back a little tiny bit of those losses. I'm in a $25 loss right now, which is basically break even as far as I'm concerned. And just trying to figure out what is going on here. Okay, and I noticed that the 30-hour chart, 30 and the 1-hour charts, both of them, the blue SMAs are kind of going opposite of each other. This is flat, if anything, down. Just really conflicting information this morning. I decided with the short term, probably just staying in, and trying to get minimal amounts out would probably be the best way to go. And right now I think it might drop. It's hit this resistance level here, and it might drop just a little. Even if it dropped down to the gold line, that would be great. I'd be happy with that trade. So I put in an order there, kind of hesitated, so I very cautiously got out right there. Now I'm at a $75 profit. The opening bell has not happened yet. It's only 9:08 at this point. So when it went back up again, I decided to do a short, put in an order here. Here I'm in. And I thought, well, that worked out pretty well the first time. Let's do that again. So I put in another exit order down here just above the gold SMA, thinking it would drop. But it kept wanting to go up and up. And here is a report that came out. It was saying the earnings season, which is today, led by the financials, and if company results and forecasts are reasonably well received by investors, then the S&P may soon reach a new closing record. So that was kind of interesting that that's kind of where the market is thinking, the news people are thinking. I kept thinking it was going to drop at this point. I'm in a short, remember, so I'm losing money as it goes up. All right, today's highs were 21 until just a few minutes ago, and it pushed it up to 24. Opening bell is in less than 5 minutes. I was still hopeful that that would make it drop. The MACD is looking like it's ready to drop. The RSI is really overbought. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and look ahead to the worst case scenario here, what I thought probably would be. And I put in this blue line at the peak right over here, just to kind of see where it might go. The opening bell happened and it kind of leveled out. That was very helpful. It started to drop a little, maybe, wondered. I'm at a $487 loss right now. And it bounced off that line. And at this point, I decided, all right, I'm just trying to catch the rest of this upward movement, which is probably going to happen because I'm at a $750 loss right now, riding it up when I shouldn't have been. I probably should have just had stops in, as soon as it broke past this level right here. That would have saved me a whole lot of grief. So I did a reverse at this point and decided just to ride it up the rest of the way. The alert that I have here is pretty much at the peak that it was a couple weeks ago. So I thought, well, okay, between this line and this line, that's probably the highest it's going to go for today. I'll just try to get as much out of that as I can, and then probably it will drop and I'll ride it back down. So I'm in a small profit here. It keeps pushing up, but then it kind of dropped back down again. I don't know that it's going to make it up that far. Definitely leveled out. I went back and fine-tuned that red line, made sure it was actually right where it should be, right on the top of those wicks right there for those candles. And you can see that's pretty much where I have my limit order. Decided, I just don't think it's going to get up that far. It seems to have leveled out here, so I put in my limit order right there, hoping to get out at a very small sort of profit. And I didn't get taken. It didn't execute, and then it started to drop. Well, shoot. Did I miss out? Trying to be patient here, trying not to react. The MACD is looking like it's going to go up. Maybe I'll get it filled yet. And then canceled it. I'm just watching. Okay, and at this point, I believe I reversed. And I just decided it's not going to get up there anymore. It's done up here. It's going to drop. So I reversed. Now I'm sitting at a $950 loss. I walked away just to get some breakfast and just to take a little break while I left my short order in. I just felt like it was probably going to drop and I could walk away. When I came back, it had dropped all this way. It was absolutely beautiful. And I cut back a whole bunch of losses. Now I'm at only a $450 loss. Went ahead and got out. And then I waited for the rise and then the drop again. By the time I got back in, it was moving pretty fast, so I didn't get it in a real good place. And it kept switching my limits and stop orders because the price action would flip around so much. But anyway, so I got in a short order here, thinking that it would probably drop a bit further, and of course it went up. So I got back at $175 loss again, lost $425 on that particular trade. Still think it's going to drop. It's just, man, I just didn't get in a good place at all. Kind of leveled out, and it dropped again, so I'm still hopeful. This is where I got in my short, so I'm almost in the green, but not quite. It leveled out there, and I decided, well, shoot, the MACD is looking good to go up, so I'm going to do a reverse here. So I did a reverse, and that actually went pretty well. And then I got out very conservatively right at this gold line here, and now I've whittled back my losses to 287. So I'm very happy with that so far. Getting tired, but I haven't quite given up yet on getting any kind of profit today. So this is definitely looking like it's going to drop. Just how far, we don't really know. So I did a short at this point, tried to get in pretty quickly. MACD is looking good, though it is below the average. And I got out right where it started to hesitate right there. And now I've whittled back my losses to $87.50. So that's very good, actually. The first trade I made was stupid and unnecessary, but fortunately I have been able to get back all of that by some good trades and keeping my head above water. All right, so let's see. I seem to have gotten into a trade and didn't record it. This is my 9th trade. Not sure what's going on there. Oh, okay, I think what happened, I decided to do a short right here. So I haven't gotten filled yet. Okay, so I got into a short. This is my 10th trade. Got into a short right there, which is not the best of places, honestly, but it did break through this gold SMA here. And this is just now crossing. So on the longer term charts, it's not too bad, which is probably why I did it. Short term chart, not so great. But it does look like I'm already in the green. So I got in a short here and it's already dropped. I believe I got out there. And I've whittled back my losses to $50 now. And I'm trying to be patient and wait for the MACD to go up so I can get in another short and write it down. And it went up. And this right here, I think, psyched me into getting in probably sooner than I should have. Because I probably was going to go up to this gold SMA and beyond. So again, I did kind of a bad trade there. I got in short too soon. But again, I'm pretty sure it's going to drop, so I'm hanging on, thinking that it will probably be fine. And it fooled around there on the gold SMA for a while. You can see on this chart, this 15-minute chart here, it's kind of sitting on support. Now we have a green candle, and I've gotten back to a $350 loss. This is really not looking too great. The MACD on the short-term chart is giving me hope. And that big drop almost got me back into the green. And then it dropped through support there. And then we're right where I got in, and I decided to do a reverse order right here, just one tick below, because I thought, well, I'll just ride these ups and downs as they come. This order did not take. It went up before that happened. So I went ahead and changed my order and said, I'll just get out right here, and I will be happy with that. That'll be my profit for the day. MACD is looking really bad, like it's going to go up further, but that didn't seem to matter. It didn't go up very far, and then it dropped. And then it dropped quite a bit further before it actually took. Because remember, my order, if you look back here, my order was actually in at 48.10, which is up here. But it dropped way past it and took it at 807.75 right here before before it took. So that gave me $187.50 profit for the day, minus my very many 11 trades commissions. So that left me with $111.82 for the day. So you can see all my trades here. The first one, I lost a little bit, then I made a little bit, and I made a little bit more. And then this is where I did this stupid thing, and I lost $812. And then I lost another $212. And then this trade was when I walked out, $500. And then I started doing conservative trade, and then I made the rest of my trades for the day were positive, but they were smaller amounts. This is the amount that I like to see. And when I make trades that quantity there, that shows me that I'm doing good trading. But anyway, at least it worked out for the day. And I ended up with a small profit. So, oh well, what a roller coaster, huh?